I absolutely love a good underdog story, Rudy. But honestly, the first time I saw On Running's Cloud shoes, back when they still weren't on every Instagram feed, I thought, really? They look a bit odd, don't they? Not at all what you'd expect from a future global giant. But joke's on me, isn't it? Because if you look at their numbers for 2024, they're outrageous. Net sales hit 2.32 billion Swiss francs. That's a jump of 29.4% over the previous year. And their net income, it tripled, my friend. CHF 242 million.
It's wild, isn't it? I mean, they didn't just grow. They blew straight past the pack. Their retail market share at Dick's Sporting Goods climbed to 12%. And meanwhile, like Nike's share, which I always just assumed was untouchable over there, dropped from 39% down to 32% in the same window. That's genuinely disruptive.
Total game flipper. Actually, this reminds me of a late-night uni debate, believe it or not. I tried to explain On's rise using this elaborate hidden role board game analogy, where everyone's playing their usual strategies, and then someone, out of nowhere, invents a wild new mechanic that nobody can counter. That's how On felt to me. I'll admit, I was the skeptic at first, but numbers like these, well, they speak volumes, don't they?
You know what's interesting, Regine? It's not just the numbers, it's how they got there. I think On are masters at making tech feel almost, emotional, like their CloudTec sole, right? With those hollow pods that squish down, soak up impact, then spring right back. Add that Helion Superfoam and their speedboard plate, and honestly, it really does feel like running on clouds. I tried the Cloudboom Echo 3, proper racing shoe, and it nails that feeling. But even the more cushy Cloud Monster, my daily, yes, I'm a sucker for big foam now. It's unmistakable. They keep the story simple. Light, smooth, joyful.
I know you're not exaggerating. Every store associate basically floats when they say the phrase running on clouds. But it's not just buzzwords, is it? Did you see their LightSpray thingy? Spray on upper, less waste, fast to produce. Reuters called it maybe the start of making shoes locally again. Nearshoring? That's quite the twist for a global sportswear brand that's already winning the price game, not just the tech game.
Yeah, and it's not like other brands aren't innovative, but On's magic is how they wrap up the science so neatly in a feeling. Most brands, sometimes feel a bit clinical when they talk product. On just makes the engineering and the branding, and I'm not sure anyone else is doing that with this finesse, right?
It's like emotion by design? Oh, and now every time I skip over a puddle, I wonder if I'm actually springboarding through my uni schedule the way On promises. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. Let's talk how that minimalism continues in how they show up visually. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes shoe shops look like a confetti storm exploded, right? But you walk into an On store and it's all softwood, space, this feeling that you've wandered into a Swiss architect's dream. And, oh, by the way, you might buy some trainers. That's design clarity. Every line, every campaign, even their logo is so restrained, but so, on point. Pun absolutely intended.
Yeah, they've made that Swiss minimalism into their superpower. Even their partnerships, like that Loewe collab or post-archive faction, they're pulling lifestyle in, but without selling out their credibility with performance runners. They're legit, but also cool. That's not something you see every day. Adidas tries sort of similar with their Y3 line, but On just, it's quieter and maybe that's why it works.
Exactly. You know what? I once did an improv bit about the serenity of an On shop versus the chaos of colour at a typical discount sports outlet. We had someone enter in neon lime trainers shouting their weekend 10k splits. Meanwhile, the On shop staff just offered them a matcha and an existential conversation about movement. Bit silly, but it's stuck in my head. That's their court, their ethos. Movement, clarity, elevation, Swiss vibes.
Let's talk business model, because this is the bit that impresses all the marketing nerds. On's direct-to-consumer revenue soared in 2024, over 940 million francs, 40% up on the year before. DTC is now about 40% of all sales, and it's climbing faster than wholesale, which is wild for a brand this size.
Completely. And it's not just open a shop and sell shoes, is it? Those stores are like interactive labs, digital gait analysis, in-store test runs, even local running clubs launching from the front door. It's a bit like buying trainers at a board game convention where you get to demo the product, meet your fellow obsessives, and join a community event, all in one go. That's smart retail theatre.
They refuse to compete on discounts, which I love. It's like they're saying, nope, we're not going to do what every other brand does during end of season sales. Instead, you buy into the experience, or you don't. Honestly, it reminds me of trying to run community football back home. When you build with volunteers and refuse to offer cheap shortcuts, you get better engagement, more hassle, but better loyalty.
Yeah, and all that data, who buys, what size, where they run, feeds into their next round of boots or events. It's community-powered, not just pure transaction. That's a proper shift compared to, say, just chasing the lowest online price. So, Rudy, here's the million-franc question. Why do Gen Z actually care? I mean, what gets them to queue for a pair of on-running shoes when there's so much competition? Is it the Clean Cloud foam? They literally make some of it from carbon emissions? Or the Cyclone recycling subscription? Or is it just really pretty TikToks?
Yeah, it's kind of all of it, right? I think Gen Z wants brands that show their values, not just talk about them. With On, the sustainability stuff is real. They let you return your shoes to recycle, and the Clean Cloud thing is actually functional, not just a token. Their content on socials, it's super cinematic but chill, lots of nature and design, not just hype reels.
And instead of endless celebrity ambassadors, I mean, sure, Roger Federer is an icon, but he fits their brand. They lean into micro-influencers and everyday runners, and those crossovers with designers. What's your take? Why are collabs like Loewe or Roger's tennis line such a Gen Z magnet?
It's about authenticity. Gen Z can, smell, try hard from a mile away. Loewe is high fashion, but teamed with On without looking forced. And Federer's line bridges high performance with style. For Gen Z, sports and lifestyle are all smushed together. There's not really a line. On's just riding that wave, not faking it.
Yeah, it's the quiet, cool badge. Flashy for the sake of attention doesn't cut it these days. But if you pull off minimal, responsible, and still manage to be both aspirational and relatable, total Gen Z catnip. All right, marketers and students, here's the cheat sheet. Rule 1. Design and experience are everything. It's not enough just to have the best foam or the fanciest jargon. Are you creating a feeling? That's the new spec. Can you make emotion your differentiator?
Yep, and community. Don't just sign big names. Go build local clubs, work with creators who get your ethos, and actually show up where it matters. On skips the celebrity arms race and puts the spotlight on real people and running culture instead. That's influence you can't fake with an ad buy.
And don't forget, controlling your own story is everything. Direct to consumer lets you set the price, curate the experience, and most importantly, own the data. That's what gives On a head start and flexibility. Other brands chase, they lead.
Honestly, if you're a uni student listening, you could test some of these strategies for your own assignments or club projects. Try a DTC pop-up or challenge yourself to build community around a feeling, not a product. On's playbook is adaptable, even on a student scale.
I love that real ideas for real people, not just billion-franc brands. And on that note, as ever, if you're keen for more marketer hacks or wild sports business stories, hang with us next episode. Rudy, always a pleasure to chat.
Cheers, Regine. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you next time on Rudy's Sports Business Notes. Take care.